What's up, YouTube? I'm Robert, and you're watching the B1KER Bar Podcast. So I want to ask you this. I know you're going to sidestep it. Have you talked to your patrons about what you do for a job?
No,
for your
I
subscribers.
haven't.
You have never told your subscribers.
Robert, I am ready to tell the world. I have no reason not to tell people. If you want it to be revealed, yeah, I'll tell everybody on your podcast. And
Are you dead serious? I didn't really. I thought you were just going to give me like your normal Josh kind of answer. I work for the FBI.
No, dude, I will tell people, Robert. You could even make your own little video clip about this.
It'll be a clip if you tell me. There's definitely going to be a clip.
So when I first started the channel, I did not tell people what my job was, and I'll explain why now. But it soon became like kind of a fun thing, right? Like people would be like, "What's he do? Like, is he a teacher? Is he an FBI agent?" And I'm like, "Nah." And I would always say, like, "I love my job, but I don't want to talk about it. Like, it's just kind of what I do, and I just want to enjoy mountain biking." And
I always said you were in marketing. I thought you were in marketing.
Yeah, and you thought that, and other people did too, because of like my logo and stuff. And what I actually do is I am a pastor at a Christian church, which is super interesting. People in the comments.
How are all the people in the comments know this, right? So you've like secretly been telling everybody, huh?
I always told people on the channel, like, hey, if you meet me in real life, I'll tell you what I do in real life. And for me, it became more of like it was just super interesting to see how people responded. And almost everybody always responds in the same way. They're like, oh, like, that's like, I know what that is. That's very interesting. A lot of people are like, I'm not really like, I don't really know what you do, like, but that's cool. And you like mountain biking and you're a good dude. So I like you. And you're like, oh, cool. And so that's like, I literally, Robert, this is what I did. Like you and I have talked about, you're like, yeah, I like to tell people I'm a garbage man. It'd be like telling somebody like, yeah, I'm a morticianist. Like I like process dead bodies. And people would be like, wow, like I know people do that. That's very interesting. I don't know hardly anything about it besides the fact that one day you'll process my body, but good for you. And that's exactly how people treat the fact that I'm a pastor. Yeah. So I was a youth pastor. So I worked with middle school and high school students. Now I'm a associate pastor, which is basically, it's like not like the main guy at the church. It's like a secondary dude, but
you're like you're like the right hand man. You carry all the bags, and now you're not just doing coffee anymore.
Yeah,
they let you pick up the donut. You get to pick out the donuts too.
I get the donuts and the dry cleaning, right? So and so
I think what it is that you were a youth pastor and you're just like sticking with your people as they get older.
There we go. That's exactly what it is.
So you'll be pastor by the time that they're all like out there in the congregation.
Exactly. Yes, you nailed it. But no, and what I came to realize, like what I said is like most people are like, oh, that's just super interesting. But I realized too, like religion's pretty taboo. But as a lot of you who have met me in real life, like realize, like I love people for who they are. Like if I believe that, I believe in God. Some people don't, but I still love them as people. Like, and we still love mountain biking. And
yeah, believe me, he's friends with me. So
we're like good friends, right? Like, and unfortunately, just like in any industry, there's like people who get bad reps. Like, yes, there's some Christians who get really bad reps of like having to stick up their butt and just being a bad time. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like those people either. But anyway, but no. So yeah, that's what I do. And at the end of the day, that's my top priority, and mountain biking has always been second. And it's kind of odd that like my core belief, like my religious belief, is directly tied in with my job. And so because of that, YouTubing and mountain biking has always come second to that. Like we're actually like third behind my family. But for me, that's why I'm not a full-time YouTuber. Like I had an option to become a full-time YouTuber. Like the budget added up. I had the skills. I could pump that sucker and grow the channel and it would be fine. But for me at the end of the day, like I realized, like, would I feel personally fulfilled making videos for YouTube, or would I feel fulfilled being my job as a pastor, like leading people spiritually? And I was like, you know what? Like that is what really fills me up. And YouTube is like, it's a really fun thing that still fills me up, but just not as much. So that's why, that's like also answers the question of like why I don't do YouTube full time, like everybody else who's my size. So
if you like that, make sure you check out the full episode. And hey, do me a favor, before you take off, hit the like and subscribe. A big thanks to the show sponsor, Tasco MTB. Click the link and show more to save 15% on your next purchase.